gentlemen, your host for tonight's show.
Here, I'll break it over your. I'll break it over your head.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You're a real crumb bum.
See, these guys are all the same.
With filthy mouths and bad attitudes.
The Crumb Show.
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
Sometimes my shirt's inside out when I get to work.
Jesus Christ.
They say it's a sign of genius, an inside-out shirt.
How about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of our viewers will disagree. He didn't even turn his phone off before recording. But we're here tonight, folks, with the very funny Will Craig.
Hey.
Chris, you ready?
I'm always ready.
All right, well, say hello to the people.
Oh.
All right, Will is a local comic. We know him from Soul Joel's, but he's all around the comic scene. He actually has a show coming up. Let's promote that out the gate. Your socials are the very funny Will Craig.
That's it on Instagram, yeah, and Facebook. Just look me up as Will Craig.
Okay.
And thanks for mentioning the show. That's on February 16th at Inspire Art Space in Fairmount on Ridge Avenue. If you look me up on Instagram, it'll have all the details.
Okay, we'll put the flyer up here somewhere and Will's info down here.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming to the show, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate you guys have always been awesome to me ever since I started off at Soul Joel's. When everybody else was looking at me like a weirdo, you guys always dap me up and gave me some confidence to keep coming back, and I appreciate.
Thanks,
that.
man. Appreciate that.
That's cool.
Probably because we're weirdos too.
Yeah.
We like you smell it, like gaydar almost.
Yeah, something like that.
You've seen our material.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what's cool. I do. You guys are like real deal comedy fans. Like, and you can tell from the way you do comedy, and and just you were talking about the time you hung out with not hung out with, but you saw Sam Talent after, and you got the talk.
Oh yeah, I was talking to him afterwards. Yeah, really cool. Yeah.
I mean, so you can tell that you guys are real comedy fans, and that's who I like to hang out with and who I do comedy for. So.
Right. Likewise, man. Appreciate that.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You're there every week. Most of the time, just sitting back, looking at your notes, getting ready. Then you go up and you bomb.
Sometimes.
You go up and you kill. Nah, believe me, we know about bombs, boy. But that's awesome, man. And you got some shows pumping out. That's cool. I've seen a couple on your Instagram, and you got the one coming up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You hit all the local open mics out there?
Yeah, I hit as many as I can. Right now I'm getting in like 4 or 5 a week.
Nice.
Trying to pump that up, maybe get 6 or 7. Comedy's in such like a boom period right now. Like you got mics popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, you can easily hit up 2, 3 a night in the Philadelphia area right now.
Right, yeah. Do you go down to Philadelphia itself? Philadelphia proper?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I do.
Nice.
I try to hit up as many mics down there as I can. My favorite one is probably Gojo in West Philly. It's it's on the second floor of this Ethiopian bar.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, run by this cool ass British dude named Felix Bear. He's the man. That's a great place to go out and work out new material. It's a feedback mic, so you get 5 minutes on the mic, and then you do your shit, and you have the option for 1 minute feedback after you.
Oh, okay. How does that usually go? The feedbacks.
I've actually gotten a lot of helpful tips. Felix in particular is really great at adding a tag or sending you in the right direction.
Okay.
Especially if you're struggling with something.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten a lot of great, a lot of stuff I've brought to Soul Joel started out at Gojo, and I work for the tips they gave me from there.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that's one of the things I like about more experienced comics. They're always more than willing to help you out and give you a little bit of advice. Mm-hmm. Or stuff like that.
That's one thing I don't like about whole. I don't need your advice. I don't need that shit.
Yeah, but even
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Me and Chris were up Joel's, and we were just ended up hanging out with Jay Black. You know Jay Black is local comic from the area of Jersey or something.
Yeah, professional.
Yeah, definitely. But we just ended up hanging out with him, and he was just like rattling off like, yeah, it's, comics and you're doing this, and you're doing that. Like he kind of just went on like a little, like a, I don't want to say a tirade because he wasn't angry, but he just had like, yeah, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then you guys, and I was just like, man, every one of these dudes from top to bottom is cool about talking, because we're all nerds. We're all just comedy nerds. And
yeah, for sure. Yeah, the good ones are definitely, I find, very generous. The shitty ones, too, unfortunately, are also very generous with their advice.
With the bad advice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some bad ones. But yeah, no, that's what's cool about doing comedy. It's like the few like professional comics that I've gotten to meet in my short time in comedy. Chip Chantry, Daryl Charles, a couple other guys I'm sure I'm forgetting. Like they've all been super generous with their time and their advice, and it's been pretty cool.
Right. Yeah, that is cool, man.
Well, like when we're hosting or I'm hosting, over the course of time that we've hosted, there's been comics that like I've roasted a little bit, but I do it just to help them out. Like tell them like, yeah, come on, keep going, but like maybe switch it up a little bit. I don't know. I'm super high.
When you mean roast, you mean like you made fun of on stage?
Yeah. We're just talking about. This is relevant to what we're talking about. It's not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? What are
We're talking about comics,
right?
Talking about doing comedy.
Right. And I'm saying like I'm like, well, okay, what my point is, like, I am saying that as the host, not that I am up there in the comic world, but my way of trying to do that for other comics newer than me is maybe roast them a little bit.
Oh, I got you.
Okay,
I got you. Yeah. You helping out younger comics than you is by you roasting them when you're hosting, also.
But not like being mean, but just like joking.
Yeah. I think people need to be more mean in the comedy. I think.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean.
People are a little too pussified out there, in my experience.
It is true. It is true. We do need some Bobby Kellys.
Yeah.
Around to. You know what, dude? You stink.
You stink.
That is the problem, because you could say that to somebody like Chris. Chris is my friend, but if he went on stage and he said something, and I was like, "Yeah, you stink," he's not going to probably get like offended by it.
Right.
But a lot of people be like, "Man, you think I stink?
Yeah, dude.
Like you think I'm bad? Like I suck? Like, come on, man! Like you gotta be able to take it."
Dude, I was doing this open mic, and a guy walked in. He had a business suit on, and he was like a skinny, bald, and white guy, and but he had like this emu fur coat on, and he just sat down, and I'm on stage, and I was doing a bit about drugs, and I asked the audience, "Is this a drug crowd?" And I noticed he didn't clap. And so I pointed him out. I was like, "So you tell me that was a sober purchase, sir?" Like,
oh shit, go ahead.
The whole room, like, collectively their buttholes got super tight, and like it was like I just insulted this guy's mother. And I was like, we're at a fucking comedy show.
A little closer to the mic.
Yeah, my fault. But we're at a fucking comedy show. Right. And you're wearing this ridiculous coat. Like you are surprised that someone brought this up.
Yeah, you didn't want somebody to say something about this coat. Like,
yeah,
that's ridiculous.
That's fine.
I forget what made me think about it. It might have been a homeless pimp, right?
The producer?
The producer, who I like. Like, I've seen him on camera. I like him. I don't dislike him. I dislike his fashion choices. Because today, I was watching the new Hey Babe with Chris DiStefano and Sal. Mm-hmm. And they got a new producer. So they asked him, "Do you have pineapple pants?" Because homeless pimps not on there anymore, so they're making a homeless pimp reference that you got to dress like him because you're our producer. And I was just thinking, like, seems like a relative homeless pimp I'm talking about. Mm. He seemed like a relatively level-headed dude. But then you have that little gene in you to make you just want to wear wild clothes and wacky clothes that everybody is going to look at. Like, you know what I mean? I tried writing a joke before about old ladies that wear like big purple frame glasses. Or
Oh, sure, yeah,
stupid glasses or something. Like, it always bothered me. Like, you need everybody to look at you that fucking bad.
Oh yeah, that is annoying. Those like those pointy, like those old school, like the '80s grandmas would wear.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Larry David was just wearing a pair of them. If you watched that this week,
I haven't seen the new episode.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch that when I get out of here.
I've
Actually,
been
good
one. I've been meaning to watch that.
yeah, that's funny. That's funny. So, where'd you do your first open mic? Was it at Joel's or somewhere else?
Yeah, I think the first open mic I did was either Soul Joel's or Gojo. I think
Okay.
it probably was Soul Joel's. What happened was I started in comedy. I got blackout drunk at a wedding, and I signed up for comedy classes at Helium.
Okay.
And then like I seriously got so drunk I didn't even remember signing up until like the email came back like, hey, like we have your deposit.
Right.
The class starts on Sunday, sort of
Right.
thing.
Oh shit.
yeah.
I guess I'm a comic now.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I got my $400. I might as well try this out. And yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. No, Soul Joel's was my first mic.
Wait,
It
what was the 400 for?
was for comedy class at Helium. Yeah, I think it was 400. Yeah.
Yeah. Was Two-Rater the guy? The
No,
teacher?
Chip Chantry was the
Oh,
guy.
Chip was the guy. Oh, no shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Real cool.
Yeah, he was super fun. Again, very generous with his time, and I could still hit him up and get advice on sets and things.
Oh, nice.
So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
He's awesome.
What like what does the comedy class entail? Like, you have to be funny, obviously.
Yeah.
You should be funny anyway to try to pursue comedy, or at least somewhat, Chris. But like, what do they do? Do they like get into the everything, like the mechanics of jokes, what to do on the stage? Like, is that what they get into?
They give you examples of different types of comedians and Chip says right up front, and so did Daryl. Daryl Charles came in for a couple days, and they both say right up front, like, we can't make you funny. Like, we can just kind of like give you a little push to get started is essentially what it is.
Right.
And then, honestly, a large part of the money is you get stage time. Like, they have the graduation show at Joel's. They have a graduation show at Helium. And so you get stage time at the premier comedy club in Philadelphia.
Right,
So, yeah. And that was cool. I mean, I met a lot of cool people through doing that. A couple of them, like, I forget how many were in the class, but aside from me, there's only two others that are still stand-up.
shit.
Yeah, a guy named Connor McAdams and this guy, Big Rick Pecuric, who's also a bouncer at Helium.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing real good things in the comedy game. So yeah, it was a good experience overall.
Right.
I don't know if I would have signed up if I didn't get that shit faced that night, but,
Right,
but
yeah.
I guess I'm glad that I did.
Right.
It's been a wild ride since.
So you give them the premise, and they're like, "Oh, let's start with that," and then
Yeah, so it's a 6-week class, and you go up and they like, most people are like don't even know how to talk into a microphone.
okay.
Like, and so they like literally baby step you through the whole
They
process.
start from the very beginning.
You get up there, like, you just go up to the microphone the first day. You watch a couple clips first, then you go up in the microphone and just say a little something about yourself.
Okay.
And then next week you prepare 2 minutes to do. And then the next week it's 3 minutes, and then 4, and so on. And then at the you get 5 minutes at the end for your graduation show.
Okay. And they're just helping you work on the mechanics of the joke the whole way through up to the set. Oh,
Yeah.
that's real cool.
A lot of people go with the same basic set throughout. Me, I changed it up every single time. I went against Chip's advice. Chip's like, don't do new material on your graduation show.
yeah.
And I did all I worked it out at Soul Joel's at least, and I had some success at Soul Joel's with it.
Right.
And then, but yeah, I did a totally brand new set for my
Okay.
graduation show. And it started out rough, but it worked well at the end,
Right.
thankfully.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Not that I do any of those jokes at all anymore.
Right. Yeah.
I always wonder because besides like I said back in the day, going to those couple mics, obviously my material is dirty. So Soul Joel's doesn't care. Do other mics care?
I haven't gone to a mic yet where they tell you can't say this or that. I haven't gone to a single one yet. I've had friends booked on shows that are clean shows, but I don't think I'm getting booked on any of those anytime soon.
Because, like, I mean, I would just
Not even a
curious,
consideration.
because you've gone to a different areas than we even would. We know other people that have gone to other areas, but you've hit up different areas too. So I was just curious how that works.
Yeah. No, I haven't been to a single place yet that is like you can't say that. I mean, the general rule of thumb is if you're a white guy, don't say the N-word.
Oh yeah,
Good rule. I appreciate that rule.
The rule. That is the rule everywhere.
Yeah. I've actually seen it a couple of times, and it never goes. It always goes about the same as it went for Kramer. Usually not well, but people are still going to try.
Well, we had somebody, and their excuse was like they were reciting rap lyrics.
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about. Yeah,
and still, right? It's like still
in this
like,
day and age, I think
right?
everybody knows you can't say it, even if it's in a song.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say it out in public. Like, you just can't.
It's just not going to go well for you. There's no point in doing it. And that guy doubled down right the next week. He didn't say it again, but he was like, but I said it with, an instead of the E instead of It's
like I was, me and him were talking about it. And in this day and age, like, I could see a regular person, like at work, if somebody says the N-word in any way, shape, or form, I could see people being like, oh, well, like, we're just at work and it's just us. Like, there's that excuse. I've encountered it at work before. But people that are being comics, you're putting yourself out in the public eye. Like, you want to be public. You want to be famous to some extent. Like, that's not good. It's not going to, that doesn't fall into the any publicity is good publicity rule. Like,
for sure.
That's like, you just get brushed to the side if that, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
it just blows my mind in this day and age.
And the other thing too, that if you're even thinking about doing it, because like Louis had a famous N-word bit that I think holds up. I think it's a brilliant bit, but you're not Louis C.K.
Right,
especially if you're a new comic, you're like just starting to learn how to tell jokes.
Yeah,
like you do not have the technical skills to pull that off. I'm not sure if it can be done anymore by a white.
I mean, everybody knows you can. It's only acceptable in traffic.
That's it. And if you're a comic saying it, like, you're not Louis C.K., you don't have the security to stop you from getting punched in the face.
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, some people just want that attention so desperately.
And
they usually suck.
But
what you got, Chris? Look like you're about to spit something out, man.
No, it was funny because you said you were talking about saying that where you were like, I've encountered it at work, and you work by yourself.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
I couldn't say much more.
Yeah, we're gonna cut all this out. But that was at another job when I didn't work by myself, and there was all white guys working there, except one dude was a Puerto Rican dude, but he was like kind of darkish. And then this redneck white dude dropped the straight N-bomb, hard ER, and I had worked by myself before that for like years, so I wasn't used to other people. And these guys were like from deep Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So then the dude said it, and he was saying it in the context of him trying to be funny to this Puerto Rican dude. And when he said it, I was like, and everybody was just like still paying attention to what he was saying. And I was like, in my head, I was like, that don't mean nothing to these guys. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm no stranger to guys saying that. I've been around a lot of people that have dropped it carelessly a long time ago.
Right.
Not in this day and age. You know what I mean? And when dude said it, I was like, but nobody gave a fuck. I was like, oh. Then I start looking at shit. Every one of them had like a Trump thing on their truck. When something would happen, they would all be on their phone showing each other shit. my supervisor was like, yo, let me show you something. It was work related, but he had it on his phone. As soon as he swiped this thing up, it was a picture of Donald Trump. And it said something like, Trump will fix it, or Trump will fix us, or some shit. And I was like, damn, like, did not think I was in that. I didn't think I had to worry about being involved in politics at work.
Yeah.
Here we are.
It's insidious, man. They follow you everywhere.
It was crazy. When they stormed the Capitol, man, them dudes were going nuts. I thought we were going to shut down work that day and head down there. I was like, shit, if it's overtime, I'm in, but...
Yeah, break out the Viking horns and stuff.
Yeah.
It looked like a good time, honestly.
Oh, 100%.
It looked like they were having fun.
100%.
I
not
like
like
Viking
that.
horns. I like stashing beers and gun holsters. That's fun.
Yeah.
Like people at my job are so miserable. Like they're storming the Capitol. Like, nah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, just get back to work.
Everybody's just so
Hate my
zombified
life.
from,
Yeah,
from being bored at work. They can't even get excited about a Capitol riot.
The Capitol.
Yeah. I was dealing with this truck driver at work, and he was all into politics too. So anything happened, like a press conference in the middle of the day, or something happened, war related in another country that he thought we were involved in, he'd come in holding his phone up. Like, did you see this? Did you see this yet? Look, they're doing a speech right now. And he would like sit there and watch it for a minute, and then he'd be like, all right, come on, let's go. And I'm just like, man, like you're riding around getting all riled up on right-wing politics. And you're, I don't know.
People are news junkies, man.
Well,
Yeah.
let's not get into politics here. We're not supposed to discuss the three things: politics, religion, and Michael Jackson. No,
Well, then why'd you bring the silver glove if you didn't want to talk about Michael Jackson?
I didn't say we couldn't. Actually,
Is that for the ride home?
yeah, that's for the ride home.
Glitter all over my dick again.
Exactly.
I'd rather talk about all those things than the Philadelphia 76ers right now. So, I mean, they've just come up with a new way to destroy my life today. So
I might have seen something. Did they get somebody?
they got Buddy Hield.
Buddy,
Yeah, they traded my guy Furkan Korkmaz, who, not the best basketball player in the world, but he was my guy. I've been rooting for him.
Right.
Traded him, and they traded Marcus Morris, who's from Philly. Love the town.
Shit.
And then they traded Pat Beverly for I don't understand why they picked up this guy Campaign, who hasn't been very good throughout his career. I don't know what that deal was about. And they gave away this guy Jaden Springer to the Celtics of all teams for nothing.
Right.
And then of course Embiid's hurt because they didn't tell him not to play for some reason when he had a torn meniscus.
Right. Yeah, I did read that. I don't follow sports that much, but I did read that he was playing hurt and now he's fucked up more.
Yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, I follow the Sixers and they ruined my life.
Torn meniscus.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a cool punk band name.
That actually is good. That's not bad.
I might keep that.
Yeah, who was the coach last year? Doc
Rivers.
Doc Rivers. I seen him. I was watching a game, or probably just seen it on the news. He made a face. I think it was a call that was bad, and he made a face that was just like, and I was just cracking up. I started to try to write a joke about it, but then they traded him, and I was like, eh.
Yeah.
But it was that, all right, I'll see you outside face. It was like the old school shit, like, okay, all right.
That's funny.
Doc, Doc is one of the most like gifable, memeable coaches of all time. The facial expressions. He's also it's amazing. He's such a lazy coach. So it's like how they cut into the speeches sometimes, and it like instead of drawing up X's and O's or and I get it that most of the time they're not gonna air what the actual plays are going to be.
Right.
Obviously, they're not going to do that. But his speeches are just like, "Come on, guys, what are we doing?" He has that raspy voice, and he spends like his teams don't practice. When he's not coaching games, he's on the golf course. And that's all he's doing.
Right. Yeah. That's how you win championships.
He's getting paid $10 million a year.
Back nine.
Yeah. I mean, he's an all-time. He's a shitty coach, but he's an all-time bag getter. He just got another, I think, 3 or 4 years, $10 million a season.
Yeah, I did see a headline. He got somebody picked him up.
All-time bag getter. You got to respect it.
You don't follow basketball at all. Know anything about anything that happens in basketball? Huh? More of a football guy, right?
Yeah.
Right on.
Baseball and football.
Baseball and football.
No, I'm really not a hockey guy anymore.
Hockey's fun in person.
And
dude.
I haven't,
Yeah, for sure.
And I haven't been following the Sixers. Like, I watch basketball and I like it, but I haven't followed in like weeks and weeks, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. I watched a couple of hockey games a long time ago, early 2000s, late 90s. The Flyers had a run or something
Sure.
around that time.
Yeah, 97. They went to the finals.
Okay, so I probably watched a few games during then, but then I didn't watch it for years. And then my wife got box tickets, or either her job had a box or somebody offered her box tickets to go see a Flyers game. And I was like, all right. I never seen one in person, but whatever. I thought it was going to be boring. Like it's kind of boring on TV occasionally. But once you're there in person, dude, it is a good ass time.
Yeah.
Same thing with soccer. I went to a Union game. Soccer's in person is fun too.
Never gone to a soccer game in my life.
Man.
But hockey, yeah. Like back when the Phantoms used to play in Philly,
Okay.
in high school, like you get tickets for free all the time.
Right.
But and you get up close, like those were wild games. Fights would break out on the ice constantly. Fights would break out in the stands.
And they were winning.
They were good too. Yeah.
They won a lot more. They won a lot of championships.
The Phantoms did?
Yeah.
Okay.
They like their minor leagues, even though they're professional, still, like they don't count towards our like professional for.
Right. How crazy is it that hockey will just let them fight? It's fucking wild,
It's
dude.
insane. It's insane. And even football, like you can't even tackle half the time in football anymore, and they'll just let you go at it in hockey.
Yeah. I wonder why. I wonder what it is.
And there was lacrosse, like that's a tough one too.
Yeah.
And we actually have a bunch of championships back in the day with the Wings.
Oh
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know lately, but I remember that was like a big deal. We were killing it.
Are they even still a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I know they were went. But I remember like lacrosse, they were like busting each other up, like check. Just
That's a tough sport.
in hockey, checking people, but you're not on the ice. You're on the grass, so it's probably a little better actually. I would think.
I don't know, man. That's fucking crazy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is wild that they let them fight. I can't.
Did they let me fight in lacrosse?
You brought up lacrosse. I
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
I
anything
doubt it.
about
They got
lacrosse.
fucking sticks. Well, hockey got sticks, too.
Yeah, they got sticks and that's about it. And a hockey mask.
Yeah.
Okay, forget about lacrosse. I don't fucking care.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, hockey fights. Why? What makes that okay? Give it a Goog.
What makes hockey fights okay? Turn that into a bit. How do you come up with shit for jokes? Like, how do you come up with bits or whatever?
Man, it just. I write every day in my phone. I have I don't even know how many pages of notes in there, and it just ideas come when they come.
Yeah.
And usually they're shit, but I like starting a new joke, and I like going up on stage and trying it for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's becoming less and less nerve-wracking as I go on in the process.
Right.
But yeah, there's no. I don't sit down and say I'm going to write jokes today.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's like, oh, this could be a bit, and then I'll stop what I'm doing and start writing,
Yeah,
and
I hear
then I've gotten better. Usually, where I run into trouble is I come up with a joke that day and I don't review it or anything like that. I'm just like, this is genius. I'm going to take it on stage. And then it eats shit.
Right.
I've gotten a little bit better lately of let it sit for a couple of days and then come back to it and see if you still think it's funny.
Right, yeah.
That tends to work better for me than writing something a half hour before I go on stage. And,
Yeah.
and then also, even if there is something there, I'm stumbling over remembering it, and it's not coming out the way I want it to. So that's usually what I do. Is if it comes to me, I write it down, and then I'll come back to it a couple of days later and review it, and before I take it on stage. That's how I've been doing it lately.
But you're not trying to get a tight 5. You're just gonna go keep doing fresh material, because like the problem with doing fresh material all the time is you don't have an act, and if you don't have an act, then like people will like come to see your act, and it's always fresh material, but they want to see like if you get like take all the stuff that you did and try to remember, oh, well, that got laughs, and take that and make it a 5, and then still do like your other material, because if you're going to all these other mics, but you should. I think I'm just saying, like, you should probably get like a tight 5. That way, you can say, all right, I got this tight 5, and I don't got to worry about it.
Yeah, a 5.
I'm not worried about it.
Take anywhere. Yeah, and I get that advice a lot. And I do have 5 minutes. I have a 5-minute set that I'm most comfortable with, and I bring that out usually like once a week, and make sure that that's still fresh, or that I still remember it. You know, get the beats down and all that. But I can't do the same 5 minutes every single time. Like,
I mean, I have. And it is painful after a while. For everyone.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because they're like, with like, you know what I'm gonna say after a while. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Especially, everybody. I see the same faces over and over again. So like they get sick of it, which makes me sick of it. Even if I, still respect the joke and like the joke overall.
But like a lot of times, like a lot of times what people are doing with the open mics is like making that tight 5. Saying the same jokes, but maybe polishing them up, trimming a little bit, adding a little bit, whatever. Yeah. So you gotta like, go, and then you take it and do it in front of a comedy crowd, because when I've done it and he's done it, like we've done the same material, but then, open mic crowd and a real crowd.
Very different.
So, I mean, we kill at a regular comedy thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been meaning, you guys been doing the dirty shows, right?
Right.
Yeah, I did a couple.
Yeah. I've been meaning to get up there. It's tough because comedy takes me away all week, and then I got the girl, and she's pretty sick of comedy at this point. It's tough to, come out to the show.
Bobby Boardman had a show, and I really wanted to go.
Same.
And I texted him, I'm like, dude, I just can't.
Yeah. No, same thing happened to me. I wanted to go to that show as well. But
one of the things you said, a girl reminded me. I love when somebody like my wife or my kids, one of them will say something dumb, and as soon as it comes out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, I got something. I'll tell you guys after the pod, because I'm going to bring it on stage. But yeah, I got something brewing that my girl is absolutely going to hate if she ever sees it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's in the notes, so I got to say it on stage at least once and see how it goes.
Yeah. Just don't record it and bring it home. And show it to her.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I hear you about the. Making sure that you get a tight 5, and there's definitely merit to that. Like, it makes sense. And what I do try to do is that, I try not to do a full 5 minutes of new material. Like, I try to do like maybe 3 of old stuff and mix in 2 of new.
Right.
Whatever the ratio ends up being.
Right.
Not exact, but I do try to do that. But the upside of, doing new bits, I mean, one, it sucks because you're gonna bomb a lot more,
Yeah.
But at least you get used to kind of eating shit, and thickens your skin a little bit. But on top of that, when I did get the opportunity to do, this guy Drew Sheritz, who runs Just a Comedy Show up in Jersey, he gave me an opportunity to do 15 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
nice.
I had that material available because I had been doing new stuff, so I was able to. I had 15 minutes that I could do instead of just having, 5 or 6 and stretching with crowd work or whatever.
Right, yeah.
So that's the advantage of working new material. But
I mean, I've been trying to do the same. Like I'm taught, like I did so many times, but like I started writing stuff down on my phone. Started doing new material up on the stage, reading it off my phone, because you can't. I know for some reason I think like it doesn't matter anymore. I see so many like features and people bringing notes in their phone up on stage with them. You notice that?
Yeah, I have.
It's a little weird, right? I didn't think that was really a thing you should do, but like apparently it's becoming like normal. But
At a real show?
yeah.
At a paid show, I don't. How do you think? On a paid show, I don't think you really
Norman
should.
brought. I mean, yeah, even Norman brought us.
Yeah.
I apologize. My kid is sick, and I'm trying to, talking to her mother.
Yeah, priorities, man. I get it. But yeah, I mean, you got to think with guys on that level, like they don't have open mics that they go to, you know, like
Right.
You know,
That is how they work out stuff.
you know, and if they're just checking their notes, like I saw Daniel Tosh years back, when he was working on material for, I think it was his second special,
Okay.
maybe third, whatever. And you know, he had his notepad up there that he would refer to every so often, but you know, him checking the notepad doesn't bother me.
Right. It's more like it's like a set list.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If you're reading directly off your phone, that would bother me if I paid money for that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Looking at it just to keep your jokes in line. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, but that what else we got? What else we got? I think on a paid show, I don't think, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially off the phone. Again, it's one thing if you have, you know, a keyword set list that you wrote down and you leave up on the stool with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, to read directly off your phone in front of a paying crowd, that's kind of disrespectful. I would be upset if I paid money to see that comedian.
What I do, I love seeing the working out of jokes.
Yeah.
Like, was it Norman? I think it was Norman. He was at Joel's a few weeks back.
I know.
Or a month back or whatever. But like that day or the day before, he was running bit ideas with Sam on We Might Be Drunk. And one of them was what ended up being a joke that he did at Joel's. And him and Sam were just like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" And then they went through, it was the joke about a Mexican mom or something. I don't know if you watch We Might Be Drunk or you didn't go to
Sometimes.
Norman. Yeah, you did go to Norman. The joke he was doing about the Mexican mom shit.
Yeah.
He was talking about that in the morning, and it was just like him and Sam working on a bit. And then I seen it that night, and then I think I might have seen a clip he did somewhere.
Well, remember at the end of the show, like he I don't know what the method was behind what he was doing. He was going up and he would say something and he would do like his thing and just grab clips off. I don't know.
At the end?
Yeah, like way after the
Chris, that's behind the scenes comedy shit, dude.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
Cut that out.
Hey, don't pull the curtain back too far.
Yeah.
Nah,
I wanted to be at that show so bad. That was the night of the terrible rainstorm, right?
Yeah, man.
I just couldn't, you know, that's like a 50-minute drive for me. And then in that terrible storm, it wasn't going to work out well, especially in my car. So
We did the mic in the little speakeasy room off to the side. Have you been in there yet?
Oh, yeah. I've been in that storage closet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It's like, if it's not 38 people, it's not, I guess, not that bad. But like if it's jam packed in there,
it's a little much.
Yeah.
And I never really get claustrophobic, but in a room with, maxed out with people, I was like, oh, man, like, there's a lot of people in this room.
And did Mark pop in to the open mic?
Nah, I thought he was going to because he did 2 shows, but I guess between the shows, you don't want to.
I got to go to both.
What a slacker.
My
Get your
buddy,
shit together, Norman.
my buddy had, on the way up there, my buddy was like, look, your cousin Nikki couldn't make it. You want to go to the Norman show? And I'm like, yeah. But I thought he meant the later one. He meant the first one. And then he wanted to go to the later one, so I wound up going to both. But it was good. But I started, me. After a certain time, I turn into a fucking...
Oh, my God.
I can't stay awake. I'll sleep anywhere. I don't give a shit.
That's hilarious.
I'm so, like,
You're going to get roasted if Mark Norman catches you sleeping at his show.
As soon as it hits a certain point, I'm done.
Yeah.
Or if he smokes too much, drinks too much, you're just sitting there and it'd be like, yes. And then he's...
I've gone up on stage at Soul Joel's and had some guy just nodding off in his seat. And I look over. I actually clocked it like 2 comedians before me. And I'm like, please don't say anything. Please don't. Cause, I want to be the first one to start making fun of this guy. And yeah, sure enough, they just didn't. I don't know how. They didn't see this guy was sleeping through their entire set.
Right.
And then I went up there and, it was just like a whole bunch of Kensington and fentanyl bits after the other. That got me through like 2.5 minutes of my set.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went and seen Dice Clay down in Norristown. This motherfucker. 5 minutes into the show, he's leaning on me, and we were like 10 rows back. Dice could clearly see.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, man, this guy's going to fucking lay into us.
And I told him,
And
I
it
was
was
like,
my
I
fault.
can hear it. I can hear it.
I bought him. He doesn't drink like that, right? So we go in. I said, do you want a drink? I'll buy you a drink. I think he got rum and Coke or something, and I got Jack and Coke. But when they ask if you want doubles, of course I want a double.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
I've
So I
never
got
said
him
no
a
to
double
that.
too. He drank like maybe this much of it, and then he started laying on me.
I was already like 3 months in.
I was like, man.
Like in the parking lot, I don't know, we decided to smoke the additional blunt,
Yeah.
and that was like.
No need to talk about that. Back to comics.
Anyway, I've actually like it happened to like I might have some kind of like problem because it happened to me at a Clutch concert. I was standing up watching them, and I was catching myself like.
Phones
And
at
I
a
wasn't
Clutch
even-
concert.
And I wasn't even on drugs. Like, I mean, like real drugs, unless like I went in the bathroom and accidentally touched some fentanyl or something. Like, but I did not do any.
You went in the
drugs.
bathroom, you didn't accidentally touch fentanyl.
Like, I couldn't believe it. I was standing there. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I can't even fucking keep my eyes open. And this is at a fucking loud ass concert, and I'm fucking shit's blaring, and I'm fucking ready to go right to sleep.
Yeah.
That's weird as shit. Must have hit that certain time frame. Anyway, back to Will. It's not about me. It's about Will.
Oh, no. I don't have that many interesting stories to tell. I've never fallen asleep at a Clutch concert before.
Yeah. Me either. I've never fallen asleep at any concert.
No.
I don't know, man. Like, I get, like, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I did fall asleep at a party, 2 parties. One time I was, standing over here, and I seen it was outside. It was a house party, but we were out back, and there was like a recliner, like a big leather recliner in the backyard under a tree. So I'm standing over here with my buddies, and there's a group of girls that I went to school with. I seen that chair through them, and I just needed to sit down right now. I like ran over to them, and one of them said something to me, and I think I went like this and separated them all and just sat in that chair, and I was out. I don't know how long I was out for, but then I just remember my buddies waking me up like, come on, get up, get up. I woke up, and I just see red and blue lights all over the place. I was like, what the fuck? And we start running. As soon as I wake up, they hand me a cigar, and I dropped it, and I stopped to pick it up, and they were like, what are you doing? I was like, what you handed it to me for? I got to pick it the fuck up. And we just ran and got in my car, drove home.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, did you fall asleep or did you pass out from the amount of intoxicants in your system?
Well, I didn't like get the plug pulled on me, because I've done that plenty of times too.
Yeah.
Like where I'd just be sitting at a table like this, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, boom. It wasn't one of them. It was, I need to go sit down right now. And I think before my ass hit the thing, I probably was blacked out at that point. But I didn't get like, I don't know if you've ever passed out, but you get a little feeling like, oh, I better sit down right now or get on my knee or something. It wasn't that. It was, oh, a chair. I'm sitting the fuck down.
Yeah,
But then I was unplugged.
I've blacked out, brother. I've blacked out plenty of times.
I was at Jared's house watching. We were trying to watch football, and he threatened to he was like, "I'm gonna fucking leave you there, and fucking like draw a dick on your face or whatever." Because I was passing out at his house, drinking coffee.
Yeah, you gotta be careful passing out around white people.
Drinking coffee.
fucked up
I
shit's
mean,
gonna
yeah,
happen.
I've woke up. Unfortunately, I got some stories about that. I'm not talking about it right now. But yeah, I've had that issue. But there's like a rule. Like they had a rule. If you kicked your shoes off, you were fair game. If you left your shoes on, you were something like that. There was like some kind of weird rule.
Yeah,
they
it
had.
sounds like dumb white people.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it? I don't like rules like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Nah, I don't like rules like that.
The most dangerous place I ever blacked out, though, I blacked out on spring break in Mexico.
Oh.
And
Oofa.
dude,
You still have both your kidneys?
yeah, dude, it was. I came to. I was in a taxi cab with this guy who apparently I was trying to score coke from, and he was taking me to go get the product, and this guy was like real dingy. Like he was covered in bandages and like sore. Like I don't know how I came upon this dude, but we drove out. We drove out to this trailer park in God knows where, Mexico, and I go in there, and there's another guy, and what I would find out is his wife, who has this gigantic mole on her face, but that doesn't really matter. And so the guy he sells us the shit, and then he offers me like his wife. He's like, do you want to turn with my wife? And I'm 18 or 19 years old. Like I am so scared that I woke up in this condition, and I didn't know how to politely say no. So I just kind of like pretended like I couldn't understand what he was trying to imply, and I was like yanking on this the guy who took me to go get this shit. I was like, come on, can we please get out of here?
Yeah.
Which was making me look real shady, and it was a terrifying experience. But I made it out alive, and yeah.
Yeah, that's why, like, when I went to San Diego, people were like, "Oh, go to Tijuana." I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving this fucking country.
It's a bad idea.
I got problems in this country. I'm not going to another country. I don't need to see any donkey shows or any fucking weird shit.
I've been thinking about going somewhere. I don't know, like just somewhere else, like Jamaica or Bahamas or something. But I am terrified to leave a resort.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, like I heard a story. The first story I heard about Jamaica was these guys. They were a little older than me. They were my brother's friends that I used to deal with a little bit. But they just got back from Jamaica, and they went off the resort, into the mountains. Somebody's staying for like, $100. They give you a pillowcase full of weed. Cool. Mm-hmm. But it's too dangerous. I don't want anything to happen in fucking the mountain of Jamaica. You know what I mean? Or
I would think, though, if it was like that it would be like we were talking about back in the day with Philadelphia. Like, it's business, and they don't want to mess their business up.
Nah.
So, like, if you go to certain people, like, you almost have safe passage. 90% sure you got safe passage. There's always that chance.
Right.
Somebody's waiting in the bushes or whatever. But I mean, I would, but I'm 100%. I'm with you on that. I would not do it either. I'm not leaving the resort. You want to come to me? I'll pay you extra $50.
Man, like even in Atlantic City now.
Wow, Atlantic City is dangerous.
I don't like leaving the casino. The boardwalk. I don't mind the boardwalk.
Sure,
but,
yeah.
Like we used to go down there and stay off of the boardwalk just because it's like a tenth of the price.
Mm-hmm.
And then walk to 7-Eleven and shit like all night long.
Yeah.
And then once I got a little older, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that now.
They send me.
It's not a good idea.
You go.
Yeah, I went to fucking 7-Eleven at 2 in the morning and fucking, you got a cigarette?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You get offered all kind of drugs and shit.
Sure.
Yeah,
Hookers.
Pussy, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's why it took me 3 hours to get back on traffic and everything.
Yeah, 3 hours to get back.
But anyway, what were we talking about?
Just places to visit.
Yeah.
I would recommend Thailand. Thailand's like a place that you can go and walk. It's not what you. It's
what? I know,
dangerous.
but the what would the word be? Connotations that come
like-
along with trips to Thailand.
Middle-aged white guys can't go to Thailand.
Yeah, we can't. You got to call it something. else.
Bring a lady friend with you.
There you go.
There you go.
If you're that. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, the most expensive part is getting over there, and then once you're over there, man, it's cheap, and weed is legal there now. Which when I went, it wasn't, which was kind of scary because I was still smoking, and we did mushrooms over there, and like Bangkok is wild. Bangkok is like Vegas on acid.
Shit.
It's a nut. But there's places that you can go. Like we flew to Phuket, which is like a beach town, and it's beautiful there and very chill, laid back, and
Right.
yeah, I would recommend that place as a
I've heard
destination.
Bangkok was crazy.
Yeah, it's
Like
nuts.
even back in in like the 80s and all that, like in movies and shit. You see Bangkok. It's like fucking.
Oh, I would have loved to go in the 80s. I love Muay Thai, and like that's like the golden era of Muay Thai is 1980s Bangkok. Like there's some of the greatest fights that have ever existed happened back then, and you would probably go for like $10 American tops and be sitting front row at the
Right. Yeah.
Like I got to train with the Thai Muhammad Ali.
Oh, no
essentially. It cost me like $65, I think, in American money. Like, could you imagine? Like, you couldn't even get an autograph from Muhammad Ali for $65.
Right. Yeah.
Spend an hour with the guy.
So you're a martial artist.
I guess so. I like Muay Thai. Yeah, I like it a lot. But you know, I don't have like a belt or anything like that. They don't really have that in Muay Thai. And I don't do it as much anymore because comedy gets in the way.
But you can handle yourself.
Yeah. As long as the guy's not too big or skilled, I'll be all right.
Yeah, so watch your mouth, Craig.
Yeah, I'm not big or skilled. I'm big a little bit, but not in a good way.
That's kind of I don't know if it's the Rogan effect, but a lot of comics are into martial arts, mixed martial arts in one way or another.
Yeah, most jujitsu. Most of them.
That's probably the Rogan.
Guys. Yeah,
the Rogan effect.
I know bullshitsu.
Bullshitsu. I know crazy.
I don't know karate, but yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. I know Mike Rainey, Philadelphia comic, big jiu-jitsu guy.
That's actually my best move is the Bangkok. It's the only way I can get you.
I've known fighters that have done that. Like if they're gassed, they will they'll take the point reduction and they'll knee either opponent in the nuts on purpose.
And you got to be like the guy on Beavis and Butthead, if you remember that.
Sure, of course.
Kick me in the jimmies.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
Nah.
You don't remember the gym teacher?
Yeah.
He's like, kick me in the jimmies.
Not really.
You don't remember Beavis and Butthead?
I remember Beavis and Butthead. I don't remember every single character on the goddamn show.
What the fuck? Call yourself a comedian.
Yeah, I don't call myself a Beavis and Butthead nerd.
I'm just kidding. But anyway, now you have to watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I haven't seen any of the new ones. Like I know that they brought it back.
They
brought it back
back
a couple times actually.
They brought it back.
I've never
They bring it back every once in a while.
Yeah. Just let them die. I'm done with remakes. Let them be what they are.
It's like the Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone remake sucked.
Like there was like 4 of them. There was like the 80s one. I'm cutting out here. The 80s one and the 90s one, and there's like one with Jordan Peele.
Yeah, the last one, Jordan Peele, sucked.
Oh, it was a show. Or they brought it back on like CBS or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a lot of shows. Family Guys, Futurama's back again.
Futurama's a good show.
It's a great show, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
they canceled it like 3-4 times.
Well, it's not a remake.
True.
Just brought it back.
Right.
Technically, he's right.
He's not wrong.
So what's next for Will Craig on the comedy scene?
Just gonna try to keep getting more and more shows. Yeah. Again, February 16th at what was this place called? I don't know. Just look me up at the very funny Will Craig on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll have all the info up with the flyer. Check Will out.
Yeah.
And check him out up Soul Joel's, the Boardroom.
Boardroom.
Yeah. Dan D'Aprile's room down in Phoenixville.
Dan's the man. I was there last night. Had a ton of fun. I do Fat Lady and Manny Unk. The great Jim Gillespie and Rob Stant run that show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They're funny as shit, man.
Dude, they're so fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing that I bomb there as consistently as I do, but it's still they're super awesome about it.
Right.
Yeah. I'll anywhere in the Philly area, the suburbs. I do Jersey a bunch. Yeah, again, my guy Drew Sheritz is going to get this Just a Comedy show up and running shortly. The High Note, that do you guys know Paul Carson by any chance? Hilarious comic. Him and his friends run Mike up there on Wednesdays. That's really, really good room. Yeah, I'm got too far invested now to turn back now, so I'll be out there.
Too far to go back, man. The guy's a hustler. Check him out. The very funny Will Craig, and check out his show. Thanks for checking us out, man.
Subscribe, like, do all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, all that shit. I'm subscribed.
All right.
Thank you.
See you next week, folks.
Awesome.